Welcome into Talk Illini, part of the Orange and Blue News of the On3 Network. Appreciate you being here as I have 5 things that I learned about UConn in their matchup against Duke. Obviously, Illinois basketball is going to be facing off against UConn in the Final Four, and things are a little bit different now than how Illinois faced UConn earlier in the season, faced them back in November. UConn got the best of Illinois, won that one by 13 points. Sonny and I are going to do a video later on what's changed about both teams overall since that matchup, because a lot has changed. But I've watched UConn this season, but I still feel like we're learning things about this UConn team, even in the NCAA tournament. So this is almost kind of like a little bit of like a scouting video for the UConn team that Illinois will be facing. What observations did I see from that game, from just pretty much watching that game and knowing what we've known throughout the season and everything. So going to give you some of my thoughts on that and everything else. Look, you're going to want to be subscribed and here at Talk Illini leading up to this Final Four matchup on Saturday, because we got a lot coming at you. Sonny and I are going to be trying to give you guys all kinds of content, information, everything out there. Our goal is to give you at least one video per day leading up to that game on Saturday versus UConn. We'll have previews, we'll have guests, we'll have all different kinds of things. So be locked in here at Talk Illini, as Illinois has a huge game coming up where I think Illinois actually has a really good shot here. Just opened up on the sports books out there, and last time I checked, Illinois is still a favorite in this one over UConn. So you look at the sports books, and Illinois is favored by 2.5 on most sports books out there. It might vary by a point or two in some scenarios, but Illinois favored by 2.5, actually favored by more over UConn than Michigan is favored over Arizona. How much does that mean? Sure, we can talk about that another time, but a nice little barometer as we start giving our early thoughts on this whole situation. Now, first thing I learned about this UConn team that, kind of really plays into this Illinois team, because it's a little bit of a matchup thing and something I'm sure we'll talk about, me and Sonny and everything leading up to this game. And I think it's, to me, one of the most important points, which is that Keaton Wagler can't play like a freshman in this game. Now, I'm not saying Keaton Wagler has played like a freshman this season. I don't think he's played like a freshman this season, but he has to continue to play like the veteran that he has played this season, not getting too sped up, not trying to force too much and things like that. Keaton Wagler is going to have to be very poised in this game, because like we saw at the end of the game, UConn was able to capitalize on Caden Boozer and some of his indecisiveness, his bad decision-making, not even indecisiveness, just bad decision-making, trying to throw it over two UConn players when you had two guys wide open down the court. All you had to do was bounce pass. All you had to do was throw the ball straight up the air. You could have done a number of different things in that scenario to hold on to the ball or whatever it might be, or still take some time off clock. You could have let them foul you in that situation. I thought UConn was going to foul, but they did not foul. They got the turnover, and they were able to give the ball to Mullins, and that was all she wrote. He hit the huge shot that was able to get the win for him. Now, I'm not saying that Keaton Wagler is going to be in that position or anything, but I am saying this is a pretty veteran-laden team that UConn has here, and Hurley is going to have this team ready. They are going to play like veterans. They are going to play, and they are going to try and nab you every single way possible. They just came back from 19 points down against the number 1 seeded team in the entire NCAA tournament. One of the reasons why was because of the veteran attitudes, the veteran leadership that this UConn team has. Of course, Illinois has it as well. Look, we're not saying that Illinois doesn't have this at all or anything, but Keaton Wagler is one of the first players I'm looking at in this scenario to say, can't play like a freshman. You just can't play like a freshman in this game. Any moment that you do play like a freshman is an opportunity that UConn has. So a lot of pressure on Keaton Wagler here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about that. You think Keaton Wagler has played over and beyond his years, as I have thought this season as well? I'm not concerned about it, but it is something that I definitely think we learned from this game in particular with Caden Boozer, Carlo, all these other Boozer and everything, is that if you play the young guys, that's fine. but you can't let the young guys make the young guy mistakes in this one. And I think that the inexperienced coaching of John Shire, the young freshman they have, it does play a factor here. All right, number two thing that I learned in this game, the Zataris Reed is an absolute monster on the interior right now. And not just like, oh, he's somebody that's going to beat you up down there, but what he has done in this tournament has been absolutely critical for this UConn team to be where they are. Last time Illinois played UConn, Carlos Boozer played 15 minutes, had 2 points, 4 personal fouls in the game, 5 rebounds. It was 0 of 3 from the field, went 2 of 4 from the free throw line. This is not the same Zataris Reed Jr. that Illinois saw in that game. He's been much more consistent here in the tournament. He has been much more of a threat. Obviously, 31 points against Furman. Yes, it's Furman, but still 31 points against Furman, 27 rebounds against UCLA. Only 10 points, but 13 rebounds in that game. Michigan State did a pretty good job of holding him back on the boards in that game, but he still got 20 points. And then against Duke, 26 points, 9 rebounds. He has just been incredibly physical down low. He's done a pretty good job shooting the free throws as well in the tournament, over 70% free throw percent shooting in the tournament, which is huge for them to be able to do that. But overall, Zataris Reed Jr. is looking like an absolute monster for this UConn team, and Illinois is going to have to be able to respond, and they're going to have to be very physical down low with them. I'm not sure what you do yet against that. Do you put Tomislav on him? To put David Mirkovic on him? Do you try to throw Zvonimir at him a little bit? We'll see what happens in this matchup, but you are going to have to be very, very physical with Zataris Reed, not only stopping him from scoring, but also stopping him from getting those rebounds. As we know, Illinois is huge with the rebounds, and a big reason why they have been able to play such good defense recently is they have not done very much of the fouling and getting teams to the free throw line and stuff. Zataris Reed is a guy who will get to the free throw line. 9, 5, 6, 9 free throws the past 4 games. He's going to be somebody that gets to the free throw line. Not always the best at shooting them. Like I said, just a hair over 70% in the NCAA tournament right now, but still somebody who can get to the free throw line and will make you pay if he gets there. I think right now he's shooting about 60, maybe a little bit under 60% on the season. So he's made the improvement overall in the NCAA tournament, and it's something we're going to have to watch for. Number 3 is that UConn, they got the young talent too. Look, Braylon Mullins did not have a great game shooting the three-pointer for this team, but he was able to hit that clutch 3 from the logo, Steph Curry range, to be able to get the win for UConn. It was a huge shot. It just goes to show, the type of player he is, the willingness he has to be able to throw up that shot, hit that shot, and the clutch moments are going to be huge in this game. I don't think this is a game where either team runs away with it and, wins by 10 points or anything like that. This is not the same team that UConn faced in November, and this is not the same team that Illinois faced in November either. Both teams are different right now. Like I said, Sonny and I will talk more about that in another video, but at least right now, with the way everything is looking and how everything is playing out and how everything is working, like this is a UConn team that has excelled with their veterans. Even a guy like Alex Karaban not having a great game against Duke. Alex Karaban only 5 points, 2 of 10 shooting, 1 of 6 from 3. They're still getting contributions from elsewhere. Only 5 of 23 from 3 in this game against Duke. They were down 19 points. They shot 5 of 23 from 3 in this game. They were able to come back. They were able to have some clutch plays there down the stretch by guys on this team. Even solo ball, 0 of 5 shooting the 3 in this game. It just goes to show how clutch they were and the comeback they were able to have, and Braylon Mullins being the chief among that comeback to be able to hit that shot there at the end was huge. All right, number 4, UConn just loves the chaos. They love to capitalize on the chaos. They love the turnovers, the defensive pressure on you and everything. Illinois is going to have to be able to deal with this defensive pressure very well, and I think they will. I think David Mirkovic is going to be huge to help deal with that defensive pressure that UConn's going to put on them. I think that, the ability to take care of the ball that Illinois has had so far this season, especially in the NCAA tournament, is going to be huge, but I think this is going to be the biggest test of Illinois and their ability to take care of the ball in this game here against UConn. UConn is a very high pressure team, a team that's going to come after you with every single thing that they got. UConn forced 13 Duke turnovers and turned them into 20 points. So not only are they forcing turnovers, but kind of like Michigan State, where if those turnovers happen, they are going to get on the other end. 16-0 edge in points off turnovers in the second half alone. 16-0 in points off of turnovers is huge. Even on a night when they started 1 of 18 from 3, they won with defense, physicality inside, and opportunistic play. And that's going to be the biggest thing for Illinois. You cannot give the opportunities to UConn in this game. If you give the opportunities to them, they are going to capitalize on them. We saw it in that last play with Braylon Mullins hitting that three-pointer. This is a UConn team that is going to smell blood in the water if you have it there. So the biggest thing is don't bleed in the water, and the Sharks won't come after you. Don't make mistakes in UConn. Now, of course, you have to play free, right? You can't go out there and be like, don't make a mistake or whatever. If you do that, you're not going to play free. Illinois has to still go out there and play free and play, not so tight that they're afraid to make mistakes or anything. But at the same time, they have to play very aware of who they are. They have to play very aware of their opponent and not get into those bad situations of chaos, turnovers, and everything else that UConn can do to you with their defensive intensity. Finally, last thing, this is a veteran-led, peaking at a championship caliber type of team. And this is exactly what you expected from Dan Hurley at this point in time, right? I mean, this is exactly what Dan Hurley has done. He's made it to the Final Four 3 of the last 4 seasons. I think out of the 5 last seasons, he hasn't lost a single game from the Sweet 16 on. Like every single time he makes it to the Sweet 16, feels like he's winning a national championship at this point here at UConn. So he's obviously really found something with his team. And as his team continues to move on and move forward, this is a veteran-laden team that is going to go out there and make all types of plays, led by fifth-year senior Alex Karaban, who didn't have a great game in this one. Like I pointed out, only 5 points, but kind of like Kylan Boswell for this Illinois team. Even if he's not contributing on the scoreboard a ton, he's still contributing with his leadership, his ability to pump the guys up around him, lead the team, everything else. UConn has the poise of a program that's been there before. Dan Hurley has the poise of a coach who's been there before. Brad Underwood has not been to the Final Four. Illinois has not been to the Final Four since 2005. So this is a program, this is a team that, yes, vibes are high, things are excellent right now, but you're facing the veteran in Dan Hurley. You're facing the 2-time national champion in Dan Hurley. I think experience and things like that are huge. They're 33-5 now and have survived the Big Ten East, been able to get to the number 2 seed into the tournament, now make the Final Four. At the end of the day, here's what it comes down to. The Huskies you saw in November, they were impressive. For sure. They were impressive. They beat Illinois 74-61. The ones you'll face in the Final Four, I think, are the fully evolved version of what Dan Hurley wants this team to be. This is the don't blink version. This is the version of this team that is fully revealed and who they are, fully who Dan Hurley wants them to be. And as much as we talked about versatility that Illinois has, UConn has it as well. This is going to be a great game. I'm not counting out Illinois by any means. All right. I know I just praised UConn a whole bunch in this video. But I think Illinois matches a lot of what UConn has here as well. These are just some of the observations I've had from watching UConn in the tournament, from watching them in this game against Duke, and everything that they've been able to do this season with everything that they've shown us this year. So let me know what you thought of the UConn Huskies in that game against Duke. Do you have any of the same takeaways, the same observations as me? And how do you think Illinois matches up against UConn this time around? Also, one other thing Sonny and I are going to try and do at the end is we are going to try and do a listeners question kind of mailbag episode before the Final Four game. So if you have any questions, whether it be about the team, insider knowledge, whatever it might be, send them our way. You can go ahead and put them in the comments here of the YouTube video. We will scour the comments and see if you guys have any questions or anything like that for that video that we do probably either Friday or Thursday, I think is when we'll do that. So leave your listener questions, mailbox episode coming to you later on. This is a huge week. You can expect at least one video every day from us here at Talk Illini. Might be 10 minutes, might be 30 minutes. Who knows? Me and Sonny will just get it out there. And we hope you appreciate the content that Talk Illini will have for you. So like, subscribe, visit Orange and Blue News of the On3 Network. Doug and the guys over there doing a great job with their writing, covering the team too. You won't want to miss out. Have a good one. See you next time.